Night terrors and sleep paralysis are something many of us are deeply familiar with. The story we shared tonight was a fan submission of the channel of a night terror they experienced. We're deeply grateful for the chance to share stories like this with you. The night air was brisk and frozen as it crept through my open window and filled the bedroom. I lay unaware and dazed as my mind fluttered through the night's coming dreams. My room was silent, except for the occasional whistle of the rustling breeze outside. A silence which was both refreshing and somewhat haunting. I was home alone, but something lingered. Perhaps it was under the bed, in the closet, outside of my bedroom. Something was awake. It came subtly. A creak from the bed frame, a crack in the wind, the twisting of the doorknob, and I awoke. Motionless, I opened my weighted eyelids and peered out over my room slowly. Nothing moved. Everything seemed annoyingly casual as I began to fall asleep. But that was not what the night had planned. It comes for all of us when we least expect it, when we stop believing and it waits. The monster that lurks in the darkest recesses of our minds. Another sudden noise exploded through the room, causing my eyes to tear open, and the euphoria of sleep to give way to the anxiety of my pounding heart. I was awake and alert, but I remained motionless. I felt something. My eyes darted across the room, but everything still looked the same. Then I blinked, and my heart sank. The door, once sealed and secure, was now open and I was exposed. I stared without flinching at the opening and prayed beyond hope that this was just a nightmare. Without warning, shadows lurched across the wall just outside of my room. I watched them in complete horror and utter disbelief. This can't be real, I thought. Then, in an instant, the darkness was replaced by thin beams of the moon's light shooting in through the window. I didn't know what to think of it. Was I saved? Was this my salvation? Then, just as quickly as it had arrived, the light faded. I urged my body to stand, to reach for the light switch, to save myself from this bizarre situation. But just as I began to move, an outline appeared. It can't be, I thought, as I stared into the eyes of the creature. Suddenly, my body was numb with fear. A moment of indescribable terror seized hold of me. I wanted to scream, yell for help. I wanted to run, yet I remained stone-faced and immovable. I was trapped and completely vulnerable. I was incapable of protecting myself, in disbelief as it crept towards me. The shadow flexed and in one moment grasped my leg through the thin sheet that lay over me. Its eyes motioned over and captured my view. It tore into my flesh, and I felt the dampening of my bed, wet with my own blood as its fingers dug through my skin and tendons and scraped at my bones. I winced. How could this be happening? I could not move, but I had to. I could not scream, but the pain was horrific. I couldn't catch my breath. How could this be real? How could this be happening to me? It released its grip on my leg and stepped back. Blood was now gushing from my mangled wound, and I was fading in and out of consciousness. It grabbed me with ferocity and tore me from the bed. I landed on the floor limp. It then leaned in and stabbed the wound again with a prodding grip. It pulled me through the door's frame. My last sense of resistance was gone. I couldn't get my own body to grab the door frame to resist. I was taken by this creature through the hall and down the stairs, leaving only a trail of scarlet in my wake. A trail that didn't end as I was taken through the front door into the frozen night. Barely conscious, I was dragged across the pavement down the street, and I saw nothing but darkness. I was dead. I knew it. This thing knew it. I thought, how would people react when they saw the trail of my blood? Would they follow? When they realized I was gone, would they care? I ached with questions as my bearskin skidded across the gravel on my way to hell, where I had decided I was being taken, because hell was the only place that this thing could have come from. Night terrors and sleep paralysis are something many of us are deeply familiar with. The story we shared tonight was a fan submission of the channel of a night terror they experienced. We're deeply grateful for the chance to share stories like this with you. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more like it, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Narrator of the Unknown.